Hi, welcome back to our beginning embroidery classes. This is Romilly Mueller with Golden Circle Designs, and if you're enjoying these, there's more on my blog and more suggestions on how to use every stitch and examples of things that I've used them for. Also, I'm on Instagram as Romilly, and all the links for my connections are down below. If you're really enjoying these, please subscribe either to this or to my blog, or both, and we'll have lots of fun stitching together, I hope. Today we're going to work on Cretan Stitch, which is Cretan like from Crete, the country, not Cretan like an idiot or someone of dubious intellectual powers. What we're going to do is it's a looped stitch, and working with the right hand we're going to work from left to right, and it can be stitched wide or thin, much like all the rest of the line stitches. When it's really tight together, and it will create a solid line with a solid band of fabric with a line of bumps through the middle. But to start with, we'll work on it a little bit wider. We're going to bring it up at a diagonal and take the needle down, and then coming up just under that stitch where you brought it down. It can be in the middle of the stitch, it can be up near the top, it can be near the bottom. So there's your first stitch, looped like a buttonhole, only on an angle, kind of like a feather stitch. And then you're going to come down to the bottom of the line of the band, and at this point we're going to pull the thread out of the way the other direction, and it comes up just a little bit above, so that we've got two. And if you're sewing it, you'll want to hold the thread out of your way to the south, to the bottom, and it comes just pulling down, going up. Same thing, except the loop needs to go behind the needle, and it can just go down and up. If we pull it in closer together as we're stitching it, you'll start getting that line, that band that I was talking about, of tight stitches. I use both hands on this one because it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. Again, coming straight up. You see that tight band with a row of bumps right through the middle. You can also make really small stitches coming up and down, which will change the look yet again. So that's Cretan Stitch. Have fun, explore, play with it, see what you can do. I like it for borders. And I haven't used it for a lot of other things because I like it for borders so much. So let me know in the comments or on my blog what you like to do with it, and show me some pictures. I'd love to see them. And we'll go on to the left hand now. Okay, hi, we're back with the left hand for Cretan Stitch, and this stitch is really versatile. It can be loose and open, or it can be tight and close together in a solid line. It's a looped stitch, and for the left hand, again, we're going to, like we do with buttonhole stitch, we're going to work from the right to the left, and I'm going to use the stabbing method to start with. You can bring it up in a little V. Keeping that loop there, you're going to bring it up just below where you put the needle down, and so that you make a little loop there. It's like a buttonhole stitch. But now we're going to go to the bottom side. So down here, keeping the loop out of the way, now we're going to bring it back up just above where we put it in, so that it goes along. If we're going to do the sewing method, you can sew it that way. And then again, the loop stays out of the way. And you're going to sew from the bottom to the top. This can also be done, worked top to bottom so that you're working side to side with the needle, but in general side to side is easier. That's the wider version. You can also make it tighter. So we're going to bring that in tight with that loop, bring it down. This will make a more of a straight line. In the books, this is often called a closed Cretan stitch, and it's designed as a separate stitch, but it's really the same stitch. Closed would be right next to each other. Stitches right next to each other so that they don't have any fabric showing between them. So that's not quite closed. Closed would be way over here. And then it makes much like a feather stitch, or a not a feather stitch, like a fern stitch, or some of the others that will give you a solid line with a line of bumps down the middle. But this is another one of those stitches where I highly recommend playing with it because it's so versatile. You can do so much with it. And again, this is sometimes gets out in the way. Using both hands is often really helpful. I like to do this actual stitching with my dominant hand. Oops. So coming up below it. And that's Cretan Stitch. Various widths of Cretan Stitch. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.